We are live with Evelyne Boizel today, who is going to talk about um, the Archiconfrérie de la Champagne, and especially the big event that they organized, the Saint-Vincent de l'Archiconfrérie de la Champagne. So, Evelyne, tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about your history in this confrérie brotherhood, please.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm Evelyne Boizel. I was born in a family in Champagne. We lived, it was a small family business, and we lived in a house just above the cellars. And all my childhood, I have been really within the noises and the smells of the activity. So I remember such good memory. When we came back from holiday in September, you had in all the yards, you had the les tonneaux?
Barrels.
Of course, the barrels, and they did water the barrels, and it has all this part of the town did smell of this wet wood and wine.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely extraordinary with the noise of the water.
Yes.
It was so, and during October, it was the smell of the fermenting juice, etc., etc. But despite that, I only did dream of going somewhere else, and my topic was archaeology. But my brother, my eldest brother, and my father, my brother got terribly ill, and my father died suddenly when I was just married. And so with my husband, we decided to take over the company. So we have been both involved and in the company during 48 years, and we are now retired.
Okay.
About 30 years ago, some friends did ask me to join the Archiconfrérie, and I must say I didn't know what it was. I thought I didn't know. I thought, what is the purpose of that? And they had a very, very good team, so I didn't feel I was useful, and I did leave the team. And after the few years, they asked me again to this time to be the second co-president, because the organization is when it's the Archiconfrérie means it's the brotherhood, the confrérie is brotherhood, or confraternity, arch confraternity. Like you have an archbishop, you have an arch confrérie, which wants to gather all the confrérie of the region. And then I said yes, because I thought it could be useful. I saw it from another way. I saw it's in the modern life, you don't have a lot of possibility to work on gathering the people together, and connecting the people, and connecting them to finding what they have in common, because they have much more in common that they have when you have the luck to be in such a nice appellation zone as Champagne, which has gone through very difficult times. Champagne, it's always a wonder that we make such fabulous and refined wine in a country which such it's a bit better with with the climate change, but an awful climate most of the year.
Yes, I know all about the awful climate.
Well, it's a bit better. It's a bit better now. But it was quite awful, and that you can grow vines and get the good maturity in this climate. It's a wonder, with such a poor soil, which is good for the humidity, but very, very difficult. And also a region which has suffered from many invasions and wars and etc. And this this day of Saint Vincent, which is the day is the 22nd of January. Of course, at the beginning, it's a religious fête.
Yeah, it's a religious party, yes.
It's a religious party, but the Brotherhood has been founded. Well, you find foundation in the Middle Age, but we know nearly nothing about them at that time. But they have been refounded in the 19th century, when you had a big revival also of the Catholic religion, and it was based on solidarity, on help. Because
Yeah.
at that time you had no social security. The
Yes.
state did not. So it was really of help between the brother in the same village. So you had one confrérie, Saint Vincent, one Saint Vincent fraternity in each village.
Yeah.
Linked with the church, of course, always. And in the churches, you had very often Saint Vincent the window, and you had little statue of Saint Vincent. And in many churches, you also have relic. What is relic in English? I don't know.
Relic, a relic.
Relic. Which was very strange for me because I'm not Catholic. I'm a Protestant, and but it was very religious. But within the time, it's still about solidarity.
Yes.
But of course, not of the. You get help. You have the social security. You have retirement pensions, etc. So it's different from the past. But this way of doing this, having this day together, helps to keep the nice relationship between the growers.
Yes.
And the idea of helping.
Yes.
So
And so when people also, I think it's important that we see the two families. You said you're the co-president, and Maurice,
exactly.
your other half represents the vineyard. You represent
that's
the
the
houses.
speciality of our arch brotherhood, arch confraternity. That means that we want not only to have the growers in each village, but we want to have the whole of the Champagne community to celebrate together the Saint Vincent. And so, of course, the base are the brotherhood, the confrérie, but we invite also all the houses, the cooperatives, the courtier. I knew what it is, but
broker.
The brokers, also all the associations which are linked to our profession, which means the UNESCO mission, the Ordre des Coteaux de Champagne, which is our association which hosts dinners all over the world to intronize people into this association. We have so it's a whole Champagne. We gather together to celebrate Saint Vincent and to celebrate the pride the pride of our skills in the vineyards or in the cellars. And that was something which I really was interested in, because I thought, especially 30 years ago, it's not the same, absolutely not the same yet now, but 30 years ago, you didn't speak about wine growers in Champagne. And you had never an opportunity to show that in Champagne, growers and houses, we have the pride of our terroir, and the growers have really the pride of their crafts and their abilities, and all the methods we have got from our grandparents and grandparents, and we have a gratitude for that. So it's a day of showing you are proud of your craft, you are proud of your ancestors,
and proud of your heritage.
You want to transmit it to the next generation, because it's important to have a link. So it's not a link only on today, all the people of today, but it's also the link with the past.
Yes.
And wanting to keep this heritage alive.
Alive, yes. And is this why when we see the the procession, because they walk through the village, as every fraternity or brotherhood also does in the little villages, like my village, tomorrow they will parade through the village in Loville. But what is really nice is you see them in traditional gear. I think it's clothes maybe from the beginning of the 20th century. I don't know. They have different old things. And is this part of the reason why people dress traditionally to link to that heritage, or
I think so. But again, 30 years ago, you had just a few of them having traditional costumes.
Oh,
And you had a wonderful lady, which was in Champagne, Johann Gamet-Paulet, and she was so interested in the old, and she did create a dancing group, which the old dances coming from dates from 1 or 2 centuries. I don't know exactly. And she started to give their directions. So she wrote a little, not a book, a little cahier, a little
pamphlet, a little booklet.
A little booklet with drawings from the old. She did buy old things on the flea market, etc. And she did really. And after that, a lot of brotherhood did make themselves. They are all self-made. Mostly of them are self-made. And it's really nice. So you have part of the people who have these old clothes from the. some are from the working days, and some of them you see that was more the Sunday. The thing they did to go to the church, because when you was in the vineyard, you didn't wear such nice clothes, not fine clothes. Same in Champagne, the female wine growers, they had a special cap, which is called a bagnolet, which is a very simple cap, but with a very large protection around the face, which helped not to be too brown, because at that time didn't want to be brown. It was for the women, it was not a good sign. And so they have them. So you have very fine caps with lace. This one were for the Sunday. But when you see a bagnolet, a simple bagnolet made of a simple cloth, or maybe a cloth with a little bit some flowers, but something very, very simple, that they were made for the work, of course.
Okay. And if we think about the Archiconfrérie, does it only because it works together the whole year, obviously, to organize this big event? Takes place once every year, normally before the Saint Vincent. And it's not like in Burgundy there travels all around, but it does travel around Champagne. So it's mainly in Épernay. Saturday it was in Reims, but we've had it also in Château-Thierry and in Troyes. Why have you decided to move this out of Épernay to these different places?
It's not a celebration which is owned by the town of Épernay.
Okay.
It started in Épernay because Épernay is central to the 3 most well-known part of Champagne, which are Côte des Blancs, Vallée de la Marne, Montagne de Reims. So Épernay is absolutely central, and Épernay had 2 big churches. You need a big church,
yes,
of course, to host all the people coming, and before it was important not to have to travel too far, so Épernay was a normal place, but it was never organized only by Epernay. It's
Okay.
really for all the region.
For
And
the whole
after a few years, we thought it was good it would be good to go also to Reims and Troyes and so we decided a rhythm of 2 years in Epernay, 1 year outside.
Yes.
And I must say the big towns have been very, very glad to see us
Yes.
coming.
Yes.
And also we will surely in the future change this rhythm to go more often to other towns as Epernay. But we have to find a new group of benevolent, you say that?
Volunteers.
Of people to volunteers.
Volunteers.
Volunteers to help us to organize that, because it's a lot of work to go out. And it would be nice to go once to Chalon, because
Yes, it would be nice. It's the
Chalon en
capital of the
Champagne
Marne.
doesn't have a lot of vineyards, but
No.
they have fabulous big churches, and also they have a few champagne houses which are very old and very
Oh,
some new, some old. Old
well,
wine.
it's historic. It's part of the
And
region historically.
exactly.
And
Mm.
how many people are in the Archi Confrérie? So, I've got pictures of all of you and your beautiful white capes. But
Oh,
like I used to think there's 8, then I think, oh, maybe there's not 8, maybe there's more, because
no,
it's
we
difficult
are
to
in
see.
the Arts Conference itself, we are about between 8 and 12,
Okay.
depending on them wearing the white capes. But if we have around us a group of volunteers,
Yes,
and
obviously to help.
at the meeting, we have we think about it and we do some things around the year, but we have a lot of meetings after the vendange, after the
Mhm.
harvest, till January. So we have, and
Okay.
after we have the debriefing, of course, and at the meetings we are about. So it's our group, of course, the White Capes, also other members who help. So we are about 15, 20 from the Archiconfrérie, and about 5 to 10 people who join us from the next confréries. Confrérie will
Okay.
have the bâton, so that's something
Yes.
a bit difficult to explain. But when the Saint Vincent was only religious, it was a procession. Of course, I
Mhm.
don't know in English difference between procession and défilé. Do you have this?
Procession is normally has a religious
Exactly for us too.
connotation.
But what do you say then when you make a défilé in the street? When you make a
Well, in a défilé like they do here in general, is
how would you call
when they're
that?
striking, it's a protest, okay?
Yes,
So
I
it's
know, but that's not.
so it's a different thing, and
So we have two words for
otherwise
that.
you have a fashion show, which is what you have also défilé. So I think of all those words, I think probably procession is the best one.
Okay, procession, both procession without the region risk. But so the confrérie, because they are issued from the religion, they
Mhm.
have been founded within the religion. They carry banners, big old banners. Some of them are just fantastic, and some of them are really are too old to be put outside for the
Mhm.
défilé. So they have made new ones, which are also nice, but the old one, and you have especially a bannière which you can only find in Champagne, where you have, I know, at least 2 of them are still uh, in the défilé, and it's you see on the, you don't mainly you see Saint Vincent on
Mhm.
the bannière with the name of the confrérie, and
Mhm.
some decoration and some gold
Yeah.
but 2 of them, they have at least, and there were surely more in the past, they have a handshake
Okay.
in the middle of the bannière,
Yeah.
big large handshake. And what is interesting is you look at the handshake and you have the beginning of the arm till
Mhm.
here. And then here you see the end
Yeah.
of the shirt.
Yeah.
And then you see one has a very elegant shirt with
Yes.
here bouton de manchette,
Yeah,
handcuffs,
with cufflinks, yes.
cufflinks. And the other one on the other side has a more simple cotton blues,
Yes.
which is elle est gonflée, enfin, which just
Well, yeah, which is puffed, yes.
which is puffed, because and you have to, when you work, you have to have space,
Yes.
and they shake hands. So that shake hands from the negociant from a house, the owner from the house, who will buy the grapes, and the grower who will grow the grapes.
Who grows the grapes, yeah.
And so it's incredible on a big religious bannière.
But that shows that this unity that you talked about is something that is important. I've always said that the Saint Vincent is the one day you see Champagne really united, because everybody walks together. There are no differences. It's a joyful day. It's
Exactly. I always said that,
everybody
and
likes
it's
this.
a joyful day, and it's a pleasure of being together, of being outside. We don't care if it's very cold. Bon, we are accustomed to that, but it's a pleasure of being together.
Yeah.
And but this bannières with this handshake shows that it has always been important.
Yes.
And that the prosperity of Champagne is based on the ability of living together.
Okay.
And going in the same interest.
Yes. So in his speech, this on Saturday, the Director General of the CIVC mentioned that today Champagne has some difficulties in front of it, and that it is important that we remember to learn the lessons from the past to continue stronger and better in the future, like it has done for its history, basically, if you look at it. So, in your opinion, what are these lessons that we can learn, for instance, that we can see in the Saint Vincent?
It's I think for me, it's speaking together. Of course, the interest of each person is not exactly the same from its neighbor, or the same from the next village, or the same from a very big group and a small champagne house, or from cooperative, etc. But
That's okay, don't worry.
But the most important is to be open, to know that you have to, all these old organizations, you have to keep them alive, but you have to renew that all the time. It's not a given. You don't stay in exactly the same as before.
Yes.
You have to keep the sense, the deep sense of it, but the rest you have to renew it, because you have to adapt with conditions which are all the time different.
Yeah, they change.
And it's true that at the moment they are quite challenging, or very challenging, depending on truc. Bon, it's and as our of course, all one region, we are based on viticulture, and viticulture is a long term. You have a lot of long term decisions, which are, all the decisions are so important, but you cannot go very quick. Everything is very long, that you adapt to new way of sustainability. You adapt to the climate change. You adapt to the cepage. Maybe we don't know yet if it. Bon, and so you have to see and to think long term.
Okay.
And the Saint Vincent is it's not an important part of the appellation, but it's a little stone to the life of the appellation, and it's also a stone which remember what our forecasts have been through. And they have been through phylloxera, they have been through wars, there have been a lot of difficulties. The growers have had some very, very difficult time at some point. The small family houses also, most of them disappeared in the 30s. It's a myth. You have to always be open to adaptation and speak. And speak together. That's why Champagne is totally unique. The Saint Vincent in Champagne is totally unique, because it's a event which is for the Champenois.
Yes.
It's nice when tourists go and look at it. That's perfect, but it has really a sense for the Champenois.
Yeah, it's very
to show that there is such a love
No.
of the terroir and etc. And
It's yeah. I've always when I first came, so my background was not, when I went to university, I studied politics. And when I first came to Champagne, when I looked at the appellation and the way it was basically put together, it's a political system. It's very much an equal branch system that you have, like, today they're talking of the 3 branches in the US that are not working well anymore. But this is the way. It's really like a theoretical almost system that, that I would have studied a long time ago. And I've always thought this was very interesting. And it's, it is one of the things that makes the appellation unique. So
yeah,
to
but
finish,
pardon, you must also not think everything is ideal. Of course not.
no,
It's
no,
but it's a place where, well, for once you can celebrate unity,
yes,
and it's always good to go back to this sense of unity,
yes,
even if we have many fields or which are in problems or which have
really,
they are not, of course,
I,
but it's important to be able to speak. And I see connection internet.
it's unstable. Yeah, I think, I don't know if
It's
it's here
unstable.
or,
Okay, pardon, I didn't know that
it's
it was.
okay. Don't worry.
Mm,
Yes, I know. And the unity is important. I went the very first time. I go every year. I
mhm,
went in 2013 the first
mm.
time, and I have been every year
Good.
since.
Me too.
I am very, yeah, I know, but I think I'm the only journalist that has been
Mm, mm,
every
mm,
year.
mm,
And I'm not a religious person, but I go to the mass because I think
mm,
I love to listen to everything that
mm,
they
mm,
say. I love
mm,
seeing the parades.
mm,
And I really love seeing that, that whole region coming together.
mm,
I think it's an important thing. And, you know, for me, this day always gives me hope because,
mm,
I'm not always hopeful, but that
mm.
day I am, that day I do see the
Yeah,
potential in
but
the appellation.
I did meet with the Ashkofi. I did meet so many fantastic people.
Hmm.
Once you get to know the people
Yeah.
in all different fields,
Yes.
and it's so interesting.
That's
And
great. And how did it grow? This is the last question I want to
mm,
ask you because I know your time is precious. And we tried for a very long time to connect. So
mm,
I just want to know because it this year it seemed like it was bigger than the
mm,
other years. But I've noticed for the last few years that it is becoming bigger, that there's more fraternities and
mm,
brotherhoods and
mm, mm.
confreries that are joining. So how, in the 25 years that you have been there, how have you seen it evolve? And how would you like to see it evolve in the future?
Alors, I have seen this evolve when we decided to go to visit other towns,
Hmm.
of course. And it's true that when we celebrate in Reims, it's so fantastic to have this march to the cathedral.
Hmm.
Then it's a lot of you have more people coming,
Hmm.
and not only more brotherhoods, but you have more people in each brotherhood.
Hmm. Yes,
There
that's
would
one of the
be there
things I
would be
noticed.
the middle-sized one. There would be 10 normally, and this time there are 20 because
Yes.
there are other people of the village. "Ah, I want to come this day."
Yeah.
Or to Epernay. I have been many times, but it's different. And the second reason is also that we have it's my time and the time of my co-president Maurice Volleau. It's nearly over
Yeah.
after these long years, and so and also some others in the team, and all of us we wanted to secure the future.
Yes.
That means that we have redone all the status, etc.
Hmm.
And also we have thought about how to increase and in the last years we have invited to come the UNESCO mission. I must say we have been so happy when we had a look on their very large, very heavy file to submit to the UNESCO, and when they have won this inscription, we have been very proud. I remember I did bring the books to our meeting and look at them. We are in the file in the we have 4 or 5 or 6 pages with photos, etc. as an important part of the cultural living tradition.
Yes.
And that was really something which made us very happy, but also did give us a sense of responsibility to carry that for the future. And that, and so how to get the younger people interested, and how could they get the message, because some of them have had grandparents which were talkative and did speak a lot about the history, about their difficulties, etc. But many of them have no. So it's good to be able. That's why we have started to work with schools to go to explain to them what is the Saint Vincent, why it is important, and why it is still important.
Yes.
And you have a lot of as you have seen, you have a lot of schools. All the viticultural schools
There's
around
many
us,
schools, yeah, and they all participate. I see.
Exactly, and we have given them some little bannières which written the champagne of tomorrow.
Yes,
because they are the champagne of tomorrow.
they
And
are.
if they don't get this education about it, and about the importance of having this feeling of unity and understanding that it's this government of champagne between the growers and the houses, which and all their support around it, which has allowed this prosperity.
Yeah.
At the moment, it's a bit difficult, but it is the same. Our appellation is so. We have only one appellation.
Yes,
which
but
is unique, and that's why it was possible in Champagne to have this unity. Because if you have many different appellations, they are all in competition.
So
but we have just one appellation.
I think that sometimes it's also not so bad that when things go a little bit more difficult, it makes us think how we can be better and how we can outdo ourselves, which, it's always difficult. We are always very keen to get to the top, but when we're at the top, we need to reinvent ourselves, and sometimes we need to be a little bit.
We have always been very, very careful also because in the Saint Vincent tradition, each year you have one man who is the keeper of the bâton.
Yes.
A bâton is a wooden stock with a little statue on the top, sometimes very nicely decorated, sometimes very simple, but that is the Saint Vincent baton. And the tradition, each year you give the baton often to a younger wine grower, but it goes from one house to other, each year from one house to another. And that's a good way of also integrating the young people. They carry the baton 1 year and they have this responsibility. But also when you have a small confraternity, that they can also have because we do the same with the baton of the arch confer, and we have given the baton to not only to the big, like yesterday the Boizel it's one of the biggest brotherhood in Champagne, and very dynamic
as well.
It's a fantastic village, but we have given it also to very small villages.
Yes,
and that's what it's all about. It in Champagne, you have one appellation, and you have some villages with just a few vineyards, and you have some villages with huge vineyards, and the same with the house. You have small houses, you have huge houses, as everybody knows. And we also have always a very good support, I must say, of our biggest group, which have been really part of the refoundation of the Arch Confrérie, which is very nice because they are also interested in things like that, despite the fact that they are so international, etc. They have kept a part of interest also in the appellation.
It's the last thing I will say is that from what I've heard here, there are many sayings, dictons, about what will happen when the weather is XYZ on Saint Vincent. So we will be Saint Vincent tomorrow. Okay, I will go like every year. I will go to see the procession and the mass in my village in Nouvillers. We have a huge big fire afterwards, so it's always very nice. Last year was beautiful because it was on a Wednesday, so all the little kids were there. Obviously, this year is not.
Yeah, well, that's really nice. I will be going to the one in Aï on
Yes.
they celebrate on Sunday next.
They celebrate on Sunday. Yeah, not every village does
Sunday.
it.
And they have the baton. It's for the bannière for next year.
So obviously last year we prayed very well to the Saint Vincent because we had a very good harvest. So let's hope that we prayed hard enough with all the people in the beautiful cathedral of France to have a wonderful harvest again this year.
Absolutely, we need it every year. So
yes. Well, we work with nature, so we have to do what we can do. Thank you so very much for your time, Evelyne. This was really interesting, and thank you so very much. I really appreciate all the effort you put into this. Thank you very much. And I hope that other people that watch this video, that you learn more. I posted, like I said, I will post it tomorrow because tomorrow is the Saint Vincent. So then everybody else will get it. Thank you so much, Evelyne.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.